Sometimes technical difficulties will kick your butt. So welcome. This is Forrest out in St. Louis. Got episode, I think I'm on episode 4 now for Geek Week. I'm going to have to change my title up here a little bit. But wanted to jump on here. Been working on getting some stuff to come up. I want to just run through the properties and the layout of a Facebook page. Now, what I'd like to do is just show you how to use a Facebook page. If you're a network marketer and you probably hear all this stuff, you need to set up a Facebook page, you need to set up a blog, you need all this stuff. So just to clarify, if you've ever wondered, like, so what do I do? What do I really need to do to have a successful business in network marketing? There's a whole lot of stuff. There's a list. You need to have a mentor, and you need to have a simple system to use. One of my favorite systems is a simple 4-step system that I use to grow my business. And it's not one of the biggest challenges that I've seen in network marketing is somewhere somebody gets in their brain. It's like a get-rich-quick deal. It's not. So if somebody's giving you that impression, or if somebody's telling you that they made $500 million in 15 seconds, run. Don't give them any money. Don't pass go. Don't collect $200. Just run away from it. Now, there are some true success stories with people that have come in and built very big teams very quickly, but you got to understand, if you don't know their backstory, if you don't understand their backstory, you need to know what the backstory is, because a lot of times the success gets highlighted, but the journey never gets talked about. So if you hear somebody just had overnight success, most of those types of people have a huge influence of people they influence. And they can basically say, red wine, sign up. And people say, okay. And they'll jump on board. And you got to take those people out of the equation. It's like the bell curve, right? There's people who never do anything. Then there's the people who are real explosive. Then there's all the rest of us sort of in the middle. So you've got to take those two numbers out. You got to take the people that never do anything. Matter of fact, it was on a training today, and it was very, very good training. Mr. Hunt was training, and he was talking about I think it was him, or was it somebody was talking about real estate agents anyway, and they were talking about how many real estate agents actually take a real estate agent's exam versus the number of it was Ray Higdon, versus how many people take the real estate exam versus how many people are they actually sign up for the real estate course. They actually sign up for the real estate course versus the number of people that actually take the exam, and out of the people that actually take the exam, actually pass the exam and actually go to work. The number is just like stupid ridiculous. And meanwhile, you see this advertising under, $50, $60, $70, $100,000 a year as a real estate agent. Well, when you compare that number to the actual number of people that actually paid the $700 or $800 to take the course, it's ridiculous. I mean, they might as well just lit the money on fire because they never do anything with it. So, said that to say this is, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. The simple 4-step system that I use, that I like to use, that I was taught to use, and I had to really dumb it down, because sometimes when you talk to people, you say one thing to them and they have this visual picture in their head of something completely different. So when I say simple 4-step system, it's simple, and there's 4 steps, and there's a system, and that's it. And as long as people follow that simple 4-step system, and they do it over and over and over and over and over and over and over, results come out the other end. Now, there is some training in there. There's some mindset training you need to go through, and you need to figure out when 10 people tell you no, you don't freak out and go freaking, bury yourself in a bowl of ice cream. So there's a lot of training that goes on behind that. But when we talk about the simple 4-step system, it's a prospecting system, right? So said all that to say this. Oh, thank you very much. Coming over from Periscope. As a matter of fact, both Periscopes. I guess Scopers stay up late. So really appreciate you guys. I'm actually looking at your comments in the StreamYard software that I'm using. So I'm not actually seeing you guys on Twitter. So if you're on Periscope, excuse me if I can't give you any hearts or loves, but I just realized you guys are both on Periscope. So really appreciate that for you, Scope, or swinging by. So let's talk about a Facebook page layout. So let me introduce myself. First of all, my name is Forrest Knight. I'm a social media marketing strategist. I love helping people succeed online. I love I'm on a mission to have no more empty refrigerators, making an extreme impact and create some legacy. So I have a couple of really good things coming on. This Thursday, I'll be doing my Legacy Creators interview at 4:15 p.m. Central Standard Time. My guest, he's going to rock the world. I've known him for quite a while, so he's going to be a really, really cool guest to bring on and go through be my Legacy Creator guest. I believe it's going to be episode 4. I think it is. I think it's episode 4. I've skipped a week here and there, but neat. Excited to have this guest on and interview him. Very, very cool. So if you're thinking about entrepreneurism, the whole point of the Legacy Creator interview is to give you a perspective on somebody that's not me, and to be able to have somebody else highlight their journey, where they came from. I'm going to put them on the hot seat a little bit and get them to ask some questions. So that's 4:15 Central. I will be doing that interview. Highly recommend you check it out, because who knows, you might hear something that might spark a flame in you, or you might hear something like, wow, I never thought of that before. Just like, hey, that's a different perspective, or maybe might even make you feel not so unique for things going on. So I'm going to share my screen real quick. I'm going to show you some basic layouts. 3 things that you must do on a Facebook page. Now, going back to what I was talking about, there's Facebook pages and there's Facebook timelines. Your Facebook profile, your Facebook timeline, that's your personal place. That's like your house, it's your home. A business page, which you can go to facebook.com/pages. That's where you set up your business. For example, my wife has a fashion boutique. She does post some of her fashion stuff on her timeline, on her personal timeline, but for the majority of the time, it would be on her Facebook page where her business is. So like your timeline is your house, your page is your business. There's 2 different things. And a lot of people will get confused, and they'll go in and they'll actually set up a personal profile as a business page. And although Facebook typically doesn't get all crazy about that, they can come in and shut your profile down if you're using a personal profile as a business page. Your personal profile should be just your personal profile, and you can do stuff like Facebook Lives and things like that on it. And the reason I do my Facebook Lives here is because with the software, I can push them to all my pages. I can push them to YouTube. I can push them to Periscope, for example. I've got a couple of folks that jumped on from Periscope, so I can do that. And it's all about having tools. Now, if you're brand new to building a business, you don't have to do a Facebook Live. You don't have to build a Facebook page. You don't have to have a website. You don't have to have any of that stuff. All you have to be able to do is have a simple system in place and a process so that you can move people through I'm going to use the word funnel. I'm not talking about building a funnel. I'm actually talking about moving people through a process. And you're going to do that based on reaching out to them, following up, sending them information. You're never going to be the tool. When you get to the point where you get stuck, you bring in somebody that's smarter than you are, or more experienced than you are. I shouldn't say smarter, more experienced than you are, to work them through the process and decide whether or not they're going to be a customer or teammate. And you do that over and over and over and over and over. And eventually you're going to get results. It's just like I've got a couple of brown spots in my yard that I've been trying to get grass to grow in forever. So I went out and put some mulch down. I thought I was doing it right. I put the grass seed on there. I watered it. It sprouted. And I think the soil was too acidic. So it died. So I'm going to have to start over again. Hey, Marcia, thanks for swinging by. I really appreciate it. So let's talk about, I'm going to share my Facebook page just so you understand. I literally just started working on this page a couple of days ago. And then they take a little bit of time to tweak and figure out what's going on with them. Very important that you have a page name and a page URL, and I'm going to show those to you here really quick. And the reason I'm doing this, now understand, Facebook pages, if you just have a Facebook page, it's not going to do anything for you. You need to have some dollars to do some advertising, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. You don't need a lot of dollars, you just need a little bit, because you can do that. And of course, you can invite your friends and people to come by and take a look at your page, and you can get them in there. And there may be some people on your page, and maybe some teammates on your page, but the whole point is your page is like your business. Like my wife's brick and mortar boutique that we have down the road, is people can come to our house and they're never going to know the boutique exists because she doesn't have signs all over the place, right? We don't have a sign in our front yard that has our sign for our boutique. The boutique's down the street. Now the boutique has all its advertising and signage on it, right? And of course we have a boutique page, for the boutique that has all the advertising, the hours, and all the products and services and all the fashion stuff on it for my wife's boutique. So that's down the street. Our house is our house. You know, if you drove by our house, you'd have no idea that we have a boutique down the street. And that's just like your timeline, right? Somebody comes by your timeline on Facebook, they should not be able to tell that you have a boutique down the street. They really shouldn't. Now, it's okay if you can go down and say, hey, you can put a few posts on there about, hey, I was just at the boutique today and I got this really cool deal, and you're going to put it on your timeline and it's going to hang out there and a couple of people are going to see it. Or you do something crazy like a Tina Turner dance video and you put that on your timeline, you get a lot of views on it. That was so much fun. If you guys haven't seen that, my wife, she pulled Tina Turner off like bam, like fire. Absolutely cool. So let me do a screen share here, and I'm going to show you this Facebook page. I'm going to walk through this with you here real quick, and I'm sure it's going to generate a lot of answers. And why am I flashing like that? Let's see, I was doing that the other day and I had too much stuff open here. Give me a second. Close that. Close that. I don't know what that's about. Stop the screen share. Let's see if we can grab it again. Technology is so great. Let's try this. Screen share. So we get that in there. Yep, looks like we are in business. We are in business. We are in business. So this is a page I just put together, and you heard me talking about a simple 4-step system that I've been using, and and the reason I did this, I wanted to dumb it down. So when I'm talking to somebody, if I say to somebody, hey, would you be interested in starting your own business? Now, there may be some people that are seriously interested in starting a business, and that would be a good purpose. But the whole reason they want to start a business is because they want to make some dollars, right? So my conversation is, hey, if I could show you a simple 4-step system that would teach that you could, if I could show you a simple 4-step system to help you earn money, earn some extra income online, would you be able to take a look at it, right? Very simple conversation in being able to do that. So, or somebody says, what do you do? Hey, I help busy professionals. I plug busy professionals into a simple 4-step system to help them earn an online income without interfering with their current commitments. Very, very easy conversation. So they're not, what do you talk about? A simple 4-step system. Cool. Here's the website address. You like more information? I send it to them. They take a look at it. I set a follow up. I go through the process. Basically, it's the same thing that I'm doing. Just change the conversation on to be able to paint a picture. It's very simple to talk to people because people don't want to do anything hard. They want to do something simple. Is it easy? No, because I've got to share that with a ton of people. I've got to get a lot of people's eyeballs on the presentation, because some people may look at the presentation and go, nah, I'm not interested. Some people may look at it and go, yeah, but I want to be a customer. Some people may look at it and go, yeah, okay. Now I put them through the process, run them through the training, and teach them how to use a simple 4-step system, and set the expectation is they're going to reach out to a lot of people. A lot of people are going to ignore them. Some people are going to say no. Some people are going to ignore them. Some people are going to say no. And then eventually you'll get some yeses, but it takes follow-up. Then you'll learn how to follow up, and you'll be able to take somebody else and plug them into that same system. Wash, rinse, and repeat. So let's take a look at this page. I threw together. I'm just going to go over some of the areas on the page here real quick. Let me scroll up to the top. Of course, you've got your cover photo up here in the top area of the Facebook page. As you scroll down the side, we'll get over here into these items over here on the side. Of course, you've got to put in a profile picture here in this area. I put in the name of my page. I've got the same page URL here. Actually, I went in and chose my category. Now, this all happens when you actually go in and build a page. So you go to facebook.com/pages. Here, let me put that in here so y'all can see it. So it's FACE, facebook.com/ I spelled that wrong. facebook.com/pages. Put it in the chat. And where we at? We'll hit the show button right there. So that's where you're going to go. You're going to go to facebook.com/pages. Then it's going to give you some options. There's an option to do a public figure. That would be you. There's an option to rep a brand. A brand would be something like Ford, Chevy, Applebee's. That would be a brand. Amazon's a brand. And then, of course, your other option would be the option that you would choose to set up your business. And of course, in these templates, when you actually get in, you can set up different templates. You can come in and play with them. There's a video template, there's a store template, and you can figure out which one's going to work best for your business. I'm not going to train you on that today because and I'm going to say this, it's very simple to set up a Facebook page. You just got to go and be creative and have a little bit of patience. So you can see as I roll through the page, I've got a post here, and I'll bet if I hit the refresh button, we'll see if this works. We hit the refresh button, I may pop up here. I'll let that run here for just a minute, and I'll come back just to me. So there I am. I'm gonna let that page refresh for just a minute. And one of the reasons I wanted to do it because I wanted to show you this, that I'm actually streaming to the page. And let's go. We can do this. I've just been having technical difficulties. I think my internet, we had some pretty bad storms here the last couple of days, and I think some of the somewhere down the line here is making everything just move real slow because my internet. I need to check my internet speeds because they seem like they're just not flowing quite as well. So the point of the page, the purpose of a page, one is you're going to have to post on it every day. And as you post to your page, of course, you can invite friends, you can invite business partners, you can invite people to the page. The cool thing about it is you can create a post and you can advertise. And Facebook has a really cool system set up to be able to advertise with, because one is you can just do a generic advertisement and advertise to everybody in the world, or you can narrow it down to a specific city. For example, if you're an attorney, right, and you live in St. Louis and you just want to work with people in St. Louis, you build a public figure page for your firm. You create your firm, you set up the page, do your profile, and every day you would go in and you would make a post for that page on your public profile. So let's go back here to the share screen option, which I think was this one here. Oh, that's pretty cool, huh? I believe it was this one. There we go. So here's the option here. You can see this is actually the live that I'm doing right now, that I'm actually streaming in there. And if I hit the play button, it will start playing the live that I'm doing right now, because I'm actually streaming to this page. Very, very cool software that I've got here. I'll probably show that to you here in a little while on one of my lives. Again, very, very cool opportunity there. Let's see, where do we go? I am back in business. So your Facebook page properties, how it's laid out. You've got your posts on this side. It depends. If you get a different template set up, you see I've got the address. I've got some information in here about provide a simple system for busy professionals to earn income online. It does not interfere with their current commitments. I've got 16 likes, and that will go up because I'm going to invite a lot of people to that. Of course, I've got my website address in there. I've got my phone number, how to contact me. I've got an email address in there. And I chose basically the categories. Now, when you go through to choose your categories, you got to try to choose the categories that are most closely related to what you do for a business. Again, this is a business page. It's not a personal profile. So everything you see on here is going to be related somehow in doing business. So I added the banners. You can see that pops up there. The cool thing about this one here is I've actually created this banner. It says here I can actually boost this post if I want to boost it. Basically what a boost means, to be able to boost a post, it's like advertising the post. So I can actually put the ad out there. I can go through and build an ad, and you can spend as little as $5 on a Facebook ad. It won't get you anywhere. I would recommend, if you have it. Now this is the rub in average. This is the rub of a Facebook page. If you don't have $200 to spend on advertising, then I wouldn't spend any money on advertising, because the amount of leads that you're going to generate, if you don't do this correctly, you might as well just give me the $200 and let me take my wife out to dinner with it, because it's just going to be a waste of money, or light it on fire, whichever one you like. The cool thing about the Facebook page is I can actually go in and create an ad. There's two different types of ads. I've got the ad center up here where I can track my ads, and I've got publishing tools down here on the bottom, which is very, very neat. So you can actually go in and create a lead capture page inside Facebook when you run an ad. So depending on what you want to target, depending on what you want to advertise, now they've got some guidelines about different things you can advertise and different things you can't. You probably just need to YouTube that. My computer's running so ridiculously slow, and we're not gonna, let's come back to me for a minute while that's loading. So as you go through your publishing tool, you can actually go into the publishing tool and create a lead page, and you got to build an ad. It's going to ask you to put in an image. It's going to ask you to put in a headline. It's going to ask you to put in a description. It's going to ask you to what kind of target audience you have, your demographics of your audience, what area of the country do you want to advertise in. For example, if I want to advertise in Miami, in other words, we've got a new rideshare app that we just launched as one of our verticals. So I want to promote that in Miami to get more customers to download the app. So I would promote that app in, say, in Miami or Dallas or Chicago or Atlanta or Houston or wherever we're at, so the riders can download the app and build the app. So let me jump in here and show you this rule. Let me jump back here to the share screen. I think it was this one. Yes. So as you can see on the screen, these are some of the posts that I have up, and I can boost these posts if I want to. I can create a post up here. But more importantly, if I want to capture leads, you'll see down here where it says lead ads form. And basically that's where you actually go in and create a lead. So you're going to create an ad, right? And you're going to put the image, you're going to put the headline, you're going to put the description, you're going to talk about, you can put in a website link. You can put the area that you want to advertise. Say, for example, I want to advertise in Dallas and I want to focus on a certain demographic age group. I can ask 3 questions in there. I can, do whatever I want to. I can put a really cool headline. Of course, I can ask a question: name, address, phone number, or name, email, and phone number, depending on what I'm doing. In other words, if I'm promoting my rideshare vertical and I want to go out and promote the rideshare vertical, I could run an ad in the rideshare vertical and drive leads for people that would be interested in participating in the rideshare company. So a really cool opportunity to be able to use a Facebook page exclusively for that and drive leads, have active leads, because if somebody fills out a form online, they're raising their hands. They've elevated themselves above just being a suspect. They've actually elevated themselves to an actual prospective lead, which when you reach out to them and say, hey, you responded to my ad on Facebook, looks like you're interested in this. What about the ad caught your eye? What did you like most about what you saw? Same thing. You're sort of skipping ahead. What did you like most about what you saw? From in that lead ad, you can also send them to a page. Now, I wouldn't send them to your actual business opportunity, your business page, or your opportunity for your business, because once you send them there, they're lost. You need to keep them in your bucket. If they can click on a link that goes to a lead capture page, maybe you have a teaser video on it, right? Maybe you have a teaser video set up on it. So the teaser video would play, and then it says, if you'd like more information, fill out the form below. Or the teaser video plays because you have a tracking URL and it came from that ad that you had. You can keep them in your bucket, and you can realize that, hey, so-and-so, I saw you watched this. You can generate conversations. The cool thing about it is you have their phone number. Guess what? You can send them a text message and says, hey, you introduce yourself real quick. Looks like you responded to my ad on Facebook. What you like most about what you saw, because you want to do a soft approach there. Because if you just call them out of the blue, people call me out of the blue, I'm not answering the phone. They send me a text, they can say, hey, Kate, yeah, I did respond to that ad. Or they may reply back and say, not interested. Sometimes people will click on an ad just to see what happens. I can't quite figure that one out. So let's go back to the page. Close this out. I'll come back to that here in just a second. We'll get back to the page. Supposed to have silence on a live, you know that, right? My technology would work, we wouldn't have to go through all this stuff. This Facebook is just going unbelievably slow today. I just don't get that. So going back to talking about a page, so we don't have to mess around with that. So the purpose of a page, when you're laying one out, or the properties of the page, the things that are very, very important that you have on the page, which was the whole intention of this Facebook Live. One is you need to have a clear message of what the page is about. So it's got to have a congruent message. In other words, the reason I wanted to show you that simple 4-step system, it had the banner at the top, it had the name, it had the title, it had the email address, it had the website. They're all consistent in the brand. So when I do my Facebook Lives to that page, when I put my Facebook Lives or I put my posts up there, they're all going to be talking about business and marketing, how to build a team, how to generate leads, how to prospect, how to reach out. Everything on the page is going to be congruent with the entire purpose of taking them from that page, generating a lead, get them to raise their hand, ask more information, maybe spy on me for a little while to see what's going on, maybe click on my website address, on my website link, and then go to that page and I capture the lead. They go in and they watch the presentation. It's a process, right? It's just about building rapport, but you're doing it from a business perspective versus a personal perspective. But if you're going to advertise, going back to what I was saying earlier, if you're going to advertise, if you're going to boost a post, if you're going, first of all, before you even go build a page, right? Before you even go down that rabbit hole, you need dollars to advertise. The minimum you're probably going to need just to even make a dent to generate some leads is going to be $200 a month. Now, I'm going to say this. I'm going to qualify this with no guarantees, right? No guarantees. If you don't have $200, you can literally light on fire and throw out, because there's no guarantee, because what you think is great in your head for writing an ad, or what you think is great about your product, service, or opportunity, no one else in the world may respond to it. You also might be horrible at writing ads. You might just be terrible at being able, what do I put in a headline? What do I put in the description to get somebody to click on it? How can I entice somebody to do a call to action inside an ad? What personality type am I talking to? Am I talking to reds? Am I talking to yellows? Am I talking to blues? Am I talking to greens? For example, if I was in a travel company and I wanted to target somebody, I would target blues primarily, maybe reds and blues, because my reds are going to be somebody that needs a vacation because they're working their butts off, and my blues are going to be somebody that wants to go on vacation because they love to party, right? So it depends on how I write that ad to target the right types of syntax and the types of words inside that ad to be able to, if a red is cruising through and they see it, I'm going to make sure that I have words inside that ad that are going to cause them to stop the scroll when they see it. So sponsored out on their Facebook timeline, focused on traveling. But man, do you need to get away? Have you been working long hours? Are you hard work? You deserve a break. Something in terms of those words. So they're going to click on it, and then it's going to take them away from the stress. If they're blue, it's like, do you love to have fun? Is it something that you've enjoyed? Do you like hanging out with your friends, and make it a more fun environment type kind of ad to get them to click on the ad? If they're yellow, I'd write a different ad. If they're green, well, I don't know what kind of ad I'd write for a green. It has to be number crunches and research, something to get to go down that road. Well, this is Forrest out in St. Louis. Apologize for the technical difficulties here. It just kicked my butt all night. That's why this live went so late. It got started so late. If you have any questions about building a Facebook page, again, I highly recommend before you go down that road, before you head down the Facebook page road, that you understand you've either got to have a ton of friends that you can send invites to, and hope those friends are going to fall into the categories that are going to match what you need. You're going to need to know who your target audience is. Who is that page meant for? You're going to have a discretionary income. And when I say discretionary, I mean money you can light on fire and throw away if you're going to spend money on advertising, because that's the only way you're going to build that page. And at the minimum, you're going to have $200 a month. You're going to have to learn how to write ad copy so you can write ads that's going to get people to click on it, at least to go see your presentation, right? You've got to get them from the ad to your presentation. You need to understand how to do all of that stuff. So before you jump into Facebook page land, make sure you understand the purpose of the page, what the purpose of the page is, who you're going to track, who your target audience is. I'm repeating this again, who your target audience is, and make sure you've got money that you can just light up. Yes, banking it. Absolutely, Norman. Yeah, I love the bank system. Very, very cool system for figuring out the colors of people. So for sure. My name is Forrest. I love you. Jesus loves you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. If you got some value, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to take a look at the script I use for inviting people to my simple 4-step system, shoot me a private message or get that to you, because you can actually use it for any business But shoot me a message. I'll get you that script that I use for inviting people to the Simple 4-Step System. Where was I at? I love you. Jesus loves you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. On a mission to have no more empty refrigerators. Go out, make an extreme impact, and create some legacies on the way. We'll see you later. Thank you. Bye-bye.